English with deck. Evening, how you're doing today? Pretty busy, ain't it? Yeah, it's been a day and a half for sure. Not ashamed to be finishing up the day. Definitely not the worst day I could have had, but definitely could have been a bit more productive. But can't complain too much. Beggars can't be choosers and all that. Anyway, now then, how are we all doing today, tonight, this morning, whichever it is, wherever you are? Are we feeling ready for the day? Are we feeling defeated by the day? Are we feeling like we just want to sit down for 5 minutes? Well, whatever it is, wherever you are, enjoy yourself. Because right now, for me, it is 2026, the 12th of March at 8:40 here in Japan. And as I say this, what do you have in your vicinity? I bet you have a phone, a mobile phone. And if you don't have that, you would almost definitely have a computer in your vicinity. On top of those, let me guess, there's a TV, some sort of other monitor, maybe some speaker system, and then all the smart devices, whichever you might have. A watch, smart kettle, smart cooker, la-di-da-di-da. When you think about it, it is really amazing how technology has evolved. What we have at our disposal is absolutely fantastic. Imagine trying to learn a second language 200 years ago. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. 100 years ago. Wow. Now, 50 years ago, we are just before the birth of the modern internet. There was, of course, some form of internet-like system, I should say. I'm not an expert, I won't pretend to be, but as far as I'm aware, there was some form of internet-like system, although it wasn't as widespread. Please correct me if I'm wrong there. But yeah, so even 50, 60 years ago, learning a second language or learning anything outside of your regular study routine would have been a pretty impressive task. You would only have had so much at your disposal: your local library, possibly a bookshop if you're lucky enough to live near one. And yeah, if you live in a city area, sure, you might have had a few more resources available. But until about 20 years ago, 30 years ago, at a push, it would have been a real feat. And just the household appliances as well. You think how much household appliances have improved. I think in my kitchen, okay, there is a pretty good kettle. It's not a smart kettle or anything, it's a bog standard kettle. But then I have one of those, right, it's like a oven, it's like an oven, microwave oven. Oh my gosh, I could not get the word. That's a perfect example of cat's got your tongue, on the tip of my tongue. It's like, the word was there, on the edge of my tongue. It just wouldn't come out. Oh my gosh, it's been a long day. An electric oven, microwave oven. Yes, that's the word. Oh, I'm not even going to delete that out of the episode. You should hear it. Natural English. Microwave oven. There we go. And it is a pretty impressive piece of kit. It can do a lot of the cool little things. It's the auto setting, for example, detects the weight, detects the volume, all that sort of stuff. So there's that, and then there's a few other little bits and bobs. I won't get too much into detail. Don't want to bore you. But let's get down to the main meat of our sandwich today. Text messaging on our phones. You know, way back in the day when text messaging first originated, and I can't remember that at all, really, it would have been simple words and simple, a lot of effort being put in to actually get your message across. And obviously, again, over the years, it's become more easier, it's become a lot faster, and obviously, we've developed various ways of texting. Acronyms, emojis, lots of slang gets put into text for ease. Personally, I'm not a big fan of texting per se, for the reason that sometimes it can be very ambiguous. It can be very easy to misunderstand the meaning of what the person is trying to get across. Sometimes if we're trying to make a joke, it can be dangerous territory. Last time we were talking about how working in a foreign workplace has its own unique set of challenges. And on that challenge meter, 0 being not challenging at all, 100 being amazingly challenging, insanely challenging. On that same level of challenge, I believe that text messaging is equally difficult. It is a real minefield, trying to decipher text messages between two or multiple, if you're in a group messaging chain, people's messages, when jokes are made, humor is rife, and everyone maybe they're doing sort of banter with each other, it can be really tricky to sort of understand if it's mean, if it's serious, if it's genuine hate, love, etc. And actually figuring that stuff out is a real achievement, in my opinion. You think about your own language, and if you talk to your friends, or even your family, maybe, you might use certain slang, you might use certain messaging styles, which either would or wouldn't be used in real life. And they both present unique challenges. If they were used in real life, it can be hard to understand the context without seeing the face, the expression. If they're not used in real life, maybe you haven't come across them before. And what that really does, it can create a bit of anxiety for us. And I have been there so many times. I'm sure if I go onto one of my group chats now with a few friends who are not all native English speakers, give me a second. I haven't looked in here in a while. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there it is. Ah, no one has talked in a long time, actually. Oh no. Oh, we're all too busy. Okay. What about the other one? Ah, there you go. Yeah. So someone's message has been left unanswered for a long time, a couple of weeks by the looks of it, and it looks like they made a joke as well. Perfect example. Yeah. Now, okay. Without going into detail, basically, it looks like their joke fell flat, which can happen. It can be embarrassing, but you just got to shrug it off and move on with your day. But yeah, just again, similar to the workplace situations, texting when dealing with a foreign culture can be another situation where we just have to tread carefully, or at least we have to make mistakes and learn from them. Now, remember, any language worries, concerns, etc., that you have, well, you can absolutely voice them in the Deck English YouTube lives. And the first one of those is coming up this very weekend. Now, that will mean that this weekend will be the Saturday, the 14th of March 2026 at 9 p.m. Japan Standard Time. Feel free to join in through the Deck English with Deck YouTube channel. Was that pretty cool? That was quite cool. No, all seriousness, absolutely feel free to take a nosy into the YouTube live. And of course, if you have any issues, any concerns, or just want to speak about an achievement, that happened with your language learning, feel free to send me a message, and we can also absolutely figure out a resolution, figure out a solution, or even just offer congratulations. Okay, well, really great to have you all here again today. And yeah, have a great morning, a great afternoon, and a lovely evening. See you in the next one.